Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's MizukiArts, and today we are going to be taking classic paintings and turning them into kind of character designs. I'm going to keep the designs pretty simple because I want the actual elements of the painting to kind of show alongside them, you know? So I guess it's more like turning classic paintings into illustrations featuring anime characters. But, you know, let's get started. To start out with Birth of Venus, this painting about, of course, the birth of the goddess Venus. It's a painting by Sandro Botticelli, likely executed during the mid-1480s. According to Wikipedia, it's done in tempera paint, and the dimensions of it are about 5 foot 8 inches by 9 feet and 8 inches, which is massive. I don't think I could ever make a painting that big. That is absolutely huge. But anyways, it features the goddess Venus arriving ashore after her birth on a seashell, while one of her handmaidens of some kind rushes to cover her up. And there's another god, I have to look up his name, kind of like blowing the shell ashore so that she can come onto land. In the painting, Venus is actually in the nude, as well as a couple other characters portrayed. But obviously, our Venus won't be in the nude. Just to make it a little more tasteful, I think. I mean, I understand why she's in the nude in the original painting, but I just don't feel like painting a naked lady, and I also don't think YouTube would like that very much. I thought she would appreciate some clothes, so I drew her kind of sitting in her little seashell. I imagine it's probably cold out there on the waters, and with her just being born, I thought her kind of all gathered onto herself, so to speak, kind of made sense. So I drew her kind of crouching, and I gave her this flowy white dress, and I gave her hair as similar to that of the original painting as I could manage. You may notice at this point I got super lazy with drawing the feet. I thought I was just gonna kind of like have the line art fade out at the feet to make it this kind of like clumpy style, but I did not, so it just looks super weird, which is fine, you know, whatever. it's just a painting for YouTube, but yeah, those legs, those aren't the best ones I've ever drawn. But you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna forgive it. In my usual style, I pulled out the pinks and reds and really put some color in her skin, you know, like really layered them up. And I layered in some green as well, as per usual, just because that's kind of what I do. I know my version is definitely going to be very different once it's done, from the original, and me redrawing these, of course, is not me trying to disrespect like the original artists or the original works, because obviously these paintings are like classic and timeless for a reason. But yeah, I had fun with this little redraw, and you can see her hair on screen right now kind of looks more like a dirty blonde, and I know in the original painting it is kind of gingery or orangey. So I do go over it and kind of add that hue back in. It just looks really pale right now as I'm doing the base coat. I ended up making her dress white, which I realized didn't really make sense because the fabric that the handmaiden is sort of pulling over Venus is actually like patterned. It's like pink and green, and I think it has some like little flowers or something on it. But you can look it up for yourself to see. Like I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't want to put anything with nudity on YouTube. It's a really classic painting, so you've probably seen it before anyways, but you know, YouTube might not like it. But anyways, I made the dress white just because I was thinking like the purity of being like just created, you know. And I made her little shell kind of speckled, which it is not in the original painting, but again, I wanted to add some colors, and I thought the color kind of looked similar to that of the fabric that the handmaiden is kind of pulling over Venus. guess I could have made her dress that color, but I think it's probably just a good thing that I got it in there somewhere, just because when I really think about the birth of Venus, I think about pinks, greens, and golds, and overall I just really wanted to get the vibe of the original painting in an illustration that was really around one single simple character design. I'm sorry guys, this is kind of a weird video concept. It's not really getting across well, I think, because I started out wanting to design characters that held the entire embodiment of the paintings, but Birth of Venus obviously has 3 different characters in it, so yeah, that didn't really end up being kind of how the video went. And obviously the character design for Birth of Venus, and you'll see the second one I do, both of them will be really simple, so it's more like simplifying the paintings down to modern anime illustrations, if that makes sense. Speaking of the next character design, the next painting we are going to do is the Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. Referencing my info once again from Wikipedia/Google, it is apparently a 2'5" by 3" oil on canvas painting of Vincent's view from his asylum window. He was recovering from some depressive episodes, or a depressive episode. Anyway, so it is classified, I guess, as post-impressionism, and it was created during June of 1889 in several sessions of painting during the day, which I feel like is a lot more specific information than we had for Birth of Venus, probably because it was just so much more recent of a work of art. So I suppose if I had done more than just a simple Google search, obviously I would have gotten more information. But anyways, for Starry Night, I wanted to depict kind of a goddessy looking character in kind of a peaceful state, just painting the stars and the moon, just because Starry Night was done during a time of recovery and healing for the artist, being Vincent van Gogh, as I mentioned. Since that is such an important piece of information about the history of the painting, I really thought it was important to make the subject of the piece look like she was the one in control of like her situation and what she was doing, you know, just to make it look as peaceful as the original piece. I didn't go into too much detail with like her clothing or anything, but I did give her some kind of like weird drapey shirt. I just thought it wasn't like super important, which is ironic since the original premise for this video was supposed to be character designs inspired by paintings, but since the premise has changed so much to, you know, whatever this is, I guess I'll decide when I put in the title, then I just kind of let it go, because I thought the real star of the show was going to be the landscape, and kind of showing her painting that. So I kind of blocked out some initial colors and shapes, and of course I made some stylistic choices, but I did try to involve some of the like textures and stuff that are in the original piece, just because I felt like it wouldn't feel like Starry Night if I didn't include, you know, some of the signature like weird swirling shapes that don't really match at all to the original, or at least like some of the funky little dash marks. Honestly, I could not capture this very well at all, but I did try my best. So hopefully at least when you look at this piece, and you don't know the context that it's for a video, then hopefully it at least still comes across that it is in fact Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, but redrawn to have an anime girl thrown in there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a weird one, but hopefully you guys don't mind the more casual video making style. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. If you don't mind subscribing, that would be fabulous, but you certainly don't have to. It's just, you know, if you want to see future videos and stuff on all my funky little art adventures. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and bye.